Welcome, everyone, to the Ted and Teach Show. I'm Ted.
I'm Teach.
And we're a local MMA talk show talking to you about North Dakota fighters and the fight that's coming up for Driller Promotions No Mercy 5.
May 21st.
May 21st. Brought to you by Sterling Entertainment and the Bail Bonds.
Absolute Bail Bonds, I believe, is
Bail
on
Bonds.
their poster. This fight is happening in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota.
Not that far, so you guys get down there, check them out. We're going to be talking to you about a couple of fights tonight, but primarily it's a big card. We can't name all of them, but mostly North Dakota fighters.
Yeah, we're focusing, well, of course, we're focusing on North Dakota fighters here.
Yep.
So that's what we're about.
We have the main event. We were going to tell you guys real quick about Travis Wolf. I can't.
That works for me.
And Brian Heeden.
You're German. I think that's German. What's up, man?
I can't. I'm bad with names. Everybody knows I can't even say my own name.
Okay, say you're part German.
Yeah. Their second fight, and Brian lost the first one.
Yep. Really, I believe that was it was too early of a stoppage from the ref.
Yeah, you were saying it was like, 4 minutes into the first round?
Something like that, and and Brian didn't look hurt at all once the fight was over, once it was called. He got up and was like, what's going on?
Like, yeah. I don't know, maybe
it didn't look like he took big shots or anything from Travis, but.
And we saw Brian, what was the last time we saw him fight? He was in that one with Mike
Whitehead.
Mike Whitehead.
Yeah.
And he did pretty good in that one. His cardio, he kept up, and he looked like he wore down Mike pretty good.
Yeah, it was a really good fight. They banged it out really hard. Travis is a little different than Mike Whitehead. Whitehead came in looking like he was not really working out and getting prepared for this fight.
He probably thought
the fight with Brian Heeden.
Yeah.
Travis, he comes in. Last time we saw Travis fight, we didn't see we saw the fight with Brian, and he looked like Travis was in really good shape. He was in really good shape when he fought Timothy Johnson too, when Travis did. So Travis is going to come into this fight in very good shape.
Yep.
He takes his fighting serious, man.
I told you earlier, the guy looks like
Yeah, he looks like he'd eat people, man.
Big dude. 265 is what they're fighting at. So, yeah.
This Brian's gonna come into this fight wanting that win back. I mean,
yeah. As we look at, like you said, Teach. I mean, some guys improve, and some guys, they keep doing the same old thing.
You have Brian he lost to Travis, then he beat Whitehead. They're both from the UFC. He's trying to get that stepping stone to get himself into the UFC and into Dana White's eyes.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much where he's at. He needs this win. I mean, if he doesn't get this win over Travis, I'm pretty sure his dreams for the UFC will be over after that.
But we've seen other fighters too, Teach. Like we were talking that one time when Jose went up to Montana, and I think he said he didn't.
It was Minnesota and his legacy.
It was
legacy fight in Minnesota.
Yeah, and he didn't. I mean, so I don't know. Dana,
I mean, he had a good fight. It went to decision, but. You got to realize the 170-pound division is full of really good fighters, so it's really tough.
And heavyweights are like what?
Yeah, they're really thin.
Yeah,
heavyweights are really thin.
Same people that we keep seeing fight every weekend.
Yeah. So with 170 pounds, to fight in front of Dana White like that, you'd have to put on a phenomenal finish type thing, not a decision win.
I think Dana just looks for certain things. They look. They look for more of a showcase, or I don't know.
And he's probably he may not even been there looking for a 170 pounder.
Yeah.
He might have been like, let's check out the heavyweights and the light heavyweights.
Yeah, that's like I said. If Brian, let's say Brian does defeat Travis, I mean.
Yeah, that'll be a good stepping stone for him. That'd be two UFC fighters, former UFC fighters that he beat. And the heavyweight division's so thin, I can slip him right in.
Yeah. Did you look up the rankings for either one of those fighters, Teach?
No, I didn't. Sorry.
Because they're Minnesota and.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Brian, he's fought in North Dakota a few times, but primarily he's been out of North Dakota fighting.
Yeah. Well, what?
The next one is Matt Bence versus Kuchlong.
And we're gonna tell you this, and you'll probably be shocked too. But they got them listed at fighting at 150.
Yeah, Ted, I don't know how. 150. That's a huge drop for both of these fighters.
I think they're only 5'11" though. They're both of them are at Kuchlong is like 5'10", and Matt's at 5'9". So
I mean, I'm 5'10", and I'm not 150 pounds. Man.
Yeah, that's me too. I don't know. I mean, that's gonna be maybe a struggle. I thought it would be a struggle for Kuchlong. Matt looks like he could probably pull it off. It looked like he was in great shape the last time he fought on.
The PFC fight.
August 28th.
I think, but he was still pretty skinny at 170.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really see a lot of room for him to draw. But I mean, these guys seem to a lot of them have figured out how to get the weight off and get it back on fairly healthy.
Well, if we go to their styles and stuff,
but I don't know why they'd want to fight at 150 instead of 155. Since they're both cutting weight anyhow.
Yeah. If we look at like their styles and stuff, Kuchlong looks like he always, he can.
Oh, that dude has some heavy kicks, man.
Yeah.
Heavy kicks. Matt, when I watched his fight at Prize Fighting Championship, I know he lost the fight, but he did take it on a very short notice, like a few hours short notice from what I heard. The guy, what I heard, this is all what I heard. I don't know the full facts, but, I heard he borrowed somebody's cup, put it on his underwear. He used his underwear as shorts and
went out there and fought.
Dang. I mean, that was, I was blown away when I heard about it. It's like, wow, that takes some balls, man.
If you just jump in there.
And just jump in there and throw gloves and hope for the best because you don't have a good training camp.
And he looked
no time to train.
He looked really good in that first round, and then as the rounds progressed,
you could see
down.
The cardio just wasn't quite there, and that
was a tough one. And then you said too, Kuchlong was coming off of
he's coming off of let's see, about 2 years off, I think it is.
Long layoff,
and I think he has a couple back-to-back losses, just like Matt Bence. So I mean, they're both hungry for that win. They're struggling to get it.
Yeah, that's that's tough. I think looking at Kuchlong, the last one, he went to a split decision. Even though you said it was a loss, going 3 rounds with the guy, I think that's somewhat improving.
Yeah, it is.
If it is ring rust, he did good for 3 rounds.
Yeah. It's with his ability, he can usually finish people, unless he gets into a wrestling match, and that's what Matt Bence is going to want to do against Kuchlong is get him on his back as quickly as possible. Don't stand there and strike with him because, the guy is a really good stand-up striker.
Yeah, it's kind of surprised to see him at 5-4.
Yeah, I mean, especially when he started out so strong.
Yeah, he was beating
he was beating some of the top guys around town, and then kind of dropped off.
Yeah, probably had to do it like everybody else. You gotta work and pay bills, and it's tough to train. I always love that working and training, and that's tough. But
it keeps you sane though.
Yeah, keeps you from choking other people. Who do we got?
Having a flashback.
And then we got Ben Simmons versus Mark Hummel at 163. This should be a good fight. We were talking about this one earlier too, Cheech. We were saying it's really going to be awesome to watch these 2 guys fight. 2 different styles.
Yeah, 2 very different styles.
Ben will muscle you.
Both fighters are coming off a win, Ted.
Yep.
So this is going to be, I know Mark, he's 1-1. He's already lost one, and he came back and won one. Ben, he's 1-0. So, this could be a defining moment for him too.
It's a good matchup. They're both equal on everything that I've seen on the paper. 26 years old, both of them 6'1".
I would think Mark Hummel would have the advantage in his hands at this point. He does. I mean, this last fight, every time he landed a punch on the guy, you can actually hear it in the crowd.
Well, like you were saying, Tucci, if
and Ben Simmons, he kind of gets into a wrestling mode.
Well, that would work then too, because you don't want to stand. Then if you want, get the win with Mark, you don't want to take him to the ground and see how good he is off his back, test him. And the way we saw with Ben, he really did. The win that he got was against Sam.
Sam Garrett.
Yep.
That was 3-0 at the time.
Yep. And Sam, he likes to do that same style, but Ben wore him down. Ben, wow, he stayed on him.
Ben looked like the much bigger fighter in that matchup. He got
that long frame. And
he looked heavier too coming into that fight. It didn't look like Sam Garrett cut much weight to get that into that weight class. It really didn't. And when you watched him fight, you can tell too.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just getting out muscled, just tossed around. Like we said last time, after the post fight show that we had on that, we both agreed on that Sam Garrett should have probably dropped at least one weight class down.
It's so crazy. We always talk about some fighters that we've seen before that fought really light. They look really good. They're moving around. They're doing everything great. And then when you put on the weight and you try to match up with your opponent at that weight that he's comfortable at, it looks like it goes bad.
I think on this one here, I think they're both going to be really close to the same weight, because after seeing Mark Hummel, he looks like he's normally a 170-pound fighter. I mean, so is Ben Simmons.
I think
Simmons.
I think I had it. I think I had Mark at like 185. I thought I saw, and then they had Ben at like 170. But again, that's off the internet. You can never trust everything totally. But they are going to be fighting at 163, so that should be pretty good.
Which is kind of an odd weight again.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just fight at 170, but maybe.
Well, if Ben Simmons is usually 170, I mean, this would help give him the advantage, having Mark cut that much weight.
Yeah, there's some. If we look at the Kuchlong one, then that's crazy, because they had him at 175 and Matt at 158. So that played out to Matt's advantage right there.
Yeah, to get Kuchlong to cut all that weight, try to come back. Yeah, but if Kuchlong does it right, he'll get the weight down, but then he's going to pack it all back on within that 24-hour period.
Oh, yeah. But then what if it
be an advantage to Kuchlong, but the fatigue factor from cutting all that weight
that's
too
what I was
could
going to say
be.
too. What if he just
Especially if he doesn't bring it back the right way. I mean, that can make a huge difference too.
Because he's already pushing. He's 30 years old. I mean, that can't be easy on a guy at 30.
No, I wouldn't think so.
No.
I don't know. I didn't fight at 30. That's quite a bit older than that.
Yeah. It's still going to be a good matchup, so we'll have to watch that one.
Yeah, this one is, the best thing Ben Simmons can do on this fight is get Mark Hummel on the ground. If he gets caught up with in the stand-up game, I really think, even though he is pretty lanky, I really think he's going to have a disadvantage to Mark Hummel.
Yeah, I
mean, Mark Hummel does come from a camp that's really good too. So.
Yeah, we saw that, and yeah, I think it could work either way. I mean, it's going to be a toss-up. That'll be a very tough one. Who's got the stronger will? Who's going to make their style work for them?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's going to be an exciting fight. It really will. I mean, Ben Simmons, he's quick to get us to the ground as fast as he can.
Mm-hmm.
And then this will be a great test for Mark Hummel and doing his jiu-jitsu once he gets down there. I mean, the guy that he trains with is a pretty good jiu-jitsu artist. So,
and it could be just as equally challenging for Ben. Maybe seeing what he's got the chin and he's got the determination to push forward.
Yeah, this will definitely be a big test for Ben Simmons, I believe. Definitely.
We getting down to the one that we were really excited about seeing, and you got some numbers to tell us later on.
We got Chris Bachmeier versus Leo Bercier. This is the fight I'm really going there to see. these two guys are such heavy-handed hitters, man. It's gonna be awesome.
On the underground, they have win, stoppage, TOK percentages, and submission. They had Chris Bachmeier at 100% win stoppage and Leo at 95. I don't know, just the power that these two bring in when they hit you. That proves it right there.
Yeah, Chris Bachmeier's had 2 really short fights from knocking his opponent out. And his last one was 19 seconds. I was blown away, man.
He hits you, and you're gonna go down at 9-1. Chris is 9-1. You said this is the first time he's gonna be fighting out of state.
Yep, all his fights have been in North Dakota up to this point, and now he'll be fighting out of state, which
Just
he's 40 minutes away. It's still out of state though.
Leo, we saw Leo. He's still doing damage. 11-7-1. They still have him at a very high TKO percentage, almost 60%. And for some reason, they had Chris's down at 44. I didn't understand. So they're saying that when Leo gets a TKO, it's a higher percentage than Chris's. This is just numbers that they have off of the internet, but it's still, I didn't understand, why Leo's had a higher TKO percentage.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that would be either.
But you said the numbers were what for Leo in the Midwest and in...
Yeah, Leo, he's in Montana alone. He's ranked number 1 at 185.
Yeah.
Then let's see, North and South Dakota, he's ranked number 4. And then in the Midwest, he's ranked number 18. This is all from Tapology.
Yeah.
And then Chris Bachmeier, he's ranked number 6 in North and South Dakota. And then in the Midwest, he's ranked number 28.
That's good.
So, I mean, they're really close. I mean, the numbers aren't that far off. Leo's guy has quite a few more fights than Chris. So.
Yeah. Yeah, still, Leo's he's 35.
Yeah, I think he just turned 36.
Just turned 36, and Chris is at 32. So it'll be good to see what these guys got left in the tank.
It's going to be a great fight. Somebody's probably going to get knocked out.
Yeah,
that's pretty much how.
Hopefully
you
not
bet
right
on
away.
It. Yeah,
hopefully not right away. Hopefully they trade back and forth.
Now this will be a great big test for Chris Bachmeier because I don't think he's ever fought anybody that hits as hard as Leo Bercier does. I know Leo has. He's fought people that's hits as hard as Bachmeier does, and one of them he just about got completely knocked out. So he got dropped pretty good and then TKO'd. I
know seeing some of the fights though, Leo looks like he's slowed down, and Chris.
Well, yeah,
he has.
His last fight was, or one of his last fights. I'm pretty sure his last fight was with Tyler Vogel, and yeah, he didn't make the 185 weight, so you could tell he wasn't training all that hard for the fight. They ended up fighting instead of fighting for the belt. They ended up fighting at 190 or something. It's got ended up in the catch weight because he couldn't make the weight. So, I mean, hopefully he makes 185 again and doesn't go back to the hey, let's do a catch weight.
Yeah.
Where Bachmeier, he's gonna make weight. He makes weight every single time.
Yeah, he always looks like he's in shape.
I mean, Leo was never a big. He's pretty heavy footed. He doesn't move around all that well. But when he gets hit, he swings back basically, and that's where people get caught.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing about it, you'll see in the video, the highlight video we have for you, you'll see the difference between the two styles. Leo Bercier, he's really trained in his hands. He has good boxing. He puts good combos together. Chris Bachmeier, not quite as crisp, but very, very powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, almost like a whip when he throws it.
Yeah.
Like he just whips it and it snaps at the right point.
Yeah, and it does the damage.
Yeah.
People drop. So we'll show you the highlights. Absolute Bell Bonds presents No Mercy 5. That's Chris Bachmeier. That's who we're going to show you first.
Chris is in the black trunks.
Yep. When he comes out his first round, he's very movement, got a lot of power behind everything. Boom. This here was for a title fight at Max Fights. This fight here. Not the greatest video, but it's the one I found.
You had said somebody had put a video together for him, though, didn't they?
Yeah, somebody had put a highlight video for him on YouTube. It wasn't bad. I watched it. It was pretty good. See how Bachmeier is. He's a little wild, but boy, those things are cannons, man.
Yeah. Some more highlight.
But this shows some of his ground skills too. He does have 5 submissions out of his 9 wins.
Yep, that was another thing I was going to point out to you on that percentage. They had Chris at a very high submission percentage than Leo. Almost 60 for Chris, and at Leo they had like 37, 38.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, Leo's not a big submission guy. I mean, he's has a few submissions under his belt, but he's mainly a stand-up guy. This here is just, kind of shows you how Chris, he just never stops. I mean, even when he's on the ground, he's still striking and making it very uncomfortable for the guy on top.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, his stretch, hopefully he's worked on his stretch so he can get that triangle choke next time.
He's still.
Yeah, he just keeps on going, tries to get those strikes in, does a little ground and pound. And right here, this guy, I mean, you don't want him on top of you like this. He's
he got him good.
End up choking him out.
Yeah. Some more video we got on Chris. This time I think Chris is in the white trunks.
Yep. I believe this is another title match for DFC this time. And yeah, you can just see him. That right hand, man, he just whips it in there. Boom. And you can see his toughness too. He's taking strikes, but he can take down low flying planes with that uppercut.
Dang.
Boom, boom. Yeah. He's got some power in those hands, man. Power in those hands.
Hopefully he's got
I can't wait to watch this fight. You got 2 very powerful guys about to go at it. The only thing like this video here, I'm just showing how loose his clinch game is. It's one of his weaknesses from what I can see. He really needs to tighten up that clinch because he's about to fight a guy that likes, when he gets in the clinch, he knows how to strike there.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of dirty boxing.
Yeah, he's really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
With Leo Bercier's highlights, you'll see some of his clinch boxing.
Well, you said Chris took like a year off?
I believe it was a year.
So
yep. Hopefully within that year he's been training.
Yeah,
I know he's been training with Mariah Perugia and Marshall Martin. He's been out there helping them guys out.
Always remember, is it Vitor, one of your favorite fighters?
Yeah.
Like have the power in the hands and the power in the legs. It's kind of like a double threat.
Yeah.
You get like there. Hopefully.
He did in his late age.
Yeah.
One thing, though, I notice about Bachmeier, though, once it hits the second round, he starts to get heavy-footed. He starts to just plant and swing. Definitely don't want to get in the way with those punches, man.
Well, as you get more relaxed, so it's probably better.
Takes away all that muscle and then just swings hard. And this is here, I believe this is called a Darce choke, man. He laid it on there. That's pretty good. Kind of showing off a little bit of his submission skills.
Yeah.
He does have some.
And that was standing too.
Yep. And here's the quick 19-second knockout. His last fight.
Yeah, I remember this one.
Boom.
I think doesn't Ben get up and he's kind of
Yeah, he got up and complained about it.
He thought it was too early. You know.
It wasn't too early.
Yeah.
It was clearly
he
was in trouble.
Good, yeah.
The ref wanted
The ref
to protect him. It's pretty good. So our night, as you could see, Bachmeier has just dynamite in his hands, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it throws everybody off their game that he fights. All they care about is not getting hit anymore. We'll
yeah, you feel it the first time. And
Yeah.
you're kind of like, shit.
Yeah,
Don't want to get hit there again.
They just want to avoid his hands. That's for
hit
sure.
Me on the side.
Yeah.
Turn.
Let's clinch or something, But the guy he's about to fight though, that's his game, his stand-up game. He's in the stand-up. And Leo Bercier, he likes to throw gloves. Leo Bushido Bercier.
And Leo's not the one with blonde hair.
As you can see, Leo just stands in front of you, tries to avoid as much as he can, but he wants to be there to throw those heavy hands.
Yeah.
This one here, this is about 5. I think this is like 3 or 5 years ago. He doesn't have nothing new out there for us to get video of.
He takes about as much damage
Oh,
as
yeah.
he gives.
Yeah, he'll definitely stay there and just exchange punches. And you can see this guy here that he's fighting has almost the same style as Bachmeier. Swing hard, swing big.
Yeah, he looks like he's trying to put him down too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got dynamite in his hands too. Look at that body shots, man. Those things are tearing that guy up. Yeah, this is going to be a crazy fight, man, between these two. Because I can almost guarantee they're both going to stand in front of each other and start swinging.
Yeah. I always thought, man, Leo. I know Leo can throw and stuff, but golly, it looks like you could almost get out of the way. But I don't know. This guy, he doesn't look like he was that fast either.
No, he took a lot of damage early in this fight, and he got caught up with the "I'm going to hit you hard, you hit me hard."
I mean, look at that, Chicha. You could have probably moved out of that one. Yeah, I don't know, Teach. I keep thinking.
And then you can see here that Leo has a little bit of submissions. It's a nice armbar he just pulled off.
Yeah, I just think he looks so much slower.
Oh yeah, he's a lot slower than Chris Bachmeier is. But like I said, the fight has to go somewhere.
Yep.
I mean, you don't have to move.
See,
this there was kind of showing.
This one he looked like he was in way better shape than that.
I think this one here might have been 5 years ago.
Yeah, this one he looked in way better shape. But then when we saw him against Tyler's, he looked heavy again.
Yeah, he looked really heavy on that one. That's why I would like to have gotten a few of because, we saw him fight in Minot against it was Olsen, Kyle Olsen.
Mm-hmm.
And he looked in pretty good shape then. That was only a couple of years ago.
Yeah, this one here, he still, but he looks faster with his hands than that other one.
Yeah, he's a predominant boxer. I believe he did a lot of amateur boxing. And he, one thing you may not know, he did make it to the Ultimate Fighter 17, season 17. John Jones and Chael Sonnen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those were the coaches on it. Yeah, he made it. He didn't win his fight, but He did get an opportunity to get on the show. This one here, this is what I was talking about. This guy here that he's fighting just brought the heavy hands.
Oh.
Yeah. This is where I'm thinking that Bachmeier has a really good chance on this with his heavy hands.
Mm-hmm. Everybody gets knocked out at one point.
Yeah, you can get knocked down, knocked out. But this is a small portion of the fight too. So
Yeah.
you're getting like 30 seconds out of 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So hopefully Bachmeier is training some of his kicks, because I know Bercier, he struggles with kicks.
Yeah.
Tyler Vogel, first round, I believe Tyler took that first round in their fight because of his kicking.
That was that was a loss by submission, but yeah, he got him.
Yeah, well, it started out with a big punch that dropped him.
Yeah.
And then all the strikes after that, and that all led up to the like I've always said, you want a submission, just punch somebody a lot.
Yeah.
Eventually they'd rather have the submission than
they'll
than
throw
the
that
strikes.
arm out there.
Yeah. But yeah, like this fight, this is the fight I'm actually going there to watch. And I mean, like Brian, I've seen him fight many times, but really, it's the Bachmeier Leo Bercier fight.
Yeah, I want to see Leo and Bachmeier too, just because I know that they could probably make it over really quick or make it really fun. I bet you, not to take anything away from Travis and Brian though, but those big guys are gonna probably.
I think that fight it's probably gonna go to the distance.
Yeah. Yeah, go to decision, you think?
Yeah.
I think it will too. Teach who you taking in that one.
I'm going to take Brian to the decision, because Brian doesn't ever give up, man. I've seen him fight quite a few times, and that guy just does not give up.
Yeah, I like Brian too, but I'm going to go with Travis. I think Travis has got the mental edge. He's already beaten Brian the first time, and he doesn't look like he ever comes in out of shape.
No, he never does. I mean, Brian has always been a large guy. And it never looks like he's in shape, but for some reason he can go the distance.
Yeah, we saw that in that last fight that we were talking about with Mike Whitehead. He did really good. And the
Matt Bentz, Kuchlong. I'm gonna have to go with the Kuchlong on that one.
Yeah, I think that guy's gonna be so irritable because he's gonna be so hungry at 150. he's gonna really put it to Matt. I hope Matt shows off. He did really good in his last fight that I saw him lose to, but like you said, a last minute fight.
I'm pretty sure Kuchlong he's gonna push Matt, because Matt's never dealt with a stand-up fighter like Kuchlong.
Yeah.
But like I said earlier, if Matt gets Kuchlong on his back, he's in better shape. It'd be the best for his best interest to get Kuchlong down on the ground.
Yeah.
But watching a lot of Kuchlong's videos, he's not an easy guy to get on his back.
So we're just both taking Kuchlong on that one.
Yep.
Then on to our Ben Simmons and Mark Hummel.
Yeah, but I'm going with Mark Hummel due to the fact that that guy hits hard.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mark as well. I like you said, the camp, and he's made really leaps and bounds from the fights that we've seen, his amateur ones. And I think Ben is still pretty young and hungry, but Mark might surprise him with some of this knowledge he's already gained over the couple of years.
Yep.
So I'm going to go with Mark.
2 for Mark.
Yeah.
Chris Bachmeier versus Leo Bercier. I'm going to go with Chris Bachmeier.
Yep.
Yeah, like you said, Chris moves really well. Leo real heavy on his feet. I'm pretty sure Chris is gonna come out with this one, come out ahead.
Yeah, I think Chris too. Like I said, Teach. I mean, nothing against Leo and stuff, but in this is really, like they've said in the past, it's a young sport, and if you don't,
it's a young man's sport, but they're both in their 30s, man.
But just the movement, if you're moving around and stuff, it's almost like you're a kid again and you're young and you're in shape. You're taking, to the extreme.
Yeah.
If you're gonna come out and you're gonna slow pace it you're gonna get caught. But I mean, you never know. Leo's got the power too to maybe grind down Chris and then try to take him out.
Yep. It's going to be a great fight. I can't wait.
Yep.
It's itching to see that one.
We got some amateur fights that we have to mention because they are also North Dakota fighters. Michael Bolin versus Alfonso Way.
Yep. Yeah. Michael Bolin's from North Dakota. So we'd like to put a shout out to him, and hopefully he comes out on top on this fight.
Yep. Same here. We also have Shane Scott versus Guadalupe Garza, 125. Also, Shane is from North Dakota. Shane's, he's 0-2, but, we're hoping he pulls that one out. And one more that we forgot to write down, Teach, was Zane Miller against John Vancelin. I don't believe the age group they have for this guy. They say he's fighting at 52.
Hey, it's a good possibility, and it's not UFC, so.
Yeah. That'd be a shocker to me, but okay. But Zane is a North Dakota fighter, and we wanted to give a shout out to Zane Miller from us. Well,
yep, that's what we have for you. Hopefully we see you guys out there. I mean, there's no fights in North Dakota for
political reasons.
Yeah,
I'll say political reasons.
By now, everybody should know why we don't have fights. There will be one in August up in Belcourt, North Star Combat.
Yep.
They'll put on a show again in Belcourt, which is, I can't wait till they get the full card down, because right now I'm really excited with what they got right now.
Yeah, it was really good last time too. So.
There's some big fighters fighting. Everybody's gonna want to get up to Belcourt and check it out.
Yeah, we'll be there.
It'll be in August.
Yeah,
so far DFC hasn't really said if they're going to have fights in August themselves, or even, I don't know if they're going to have a fall brawl or even a winter brawl. So far, that's still up in the air. So,
that sucks.
If you want to see MMA, this is close. It's a 40-minute drive. You go out to DL and check it out, guys.
Yep. Be there and support the North Dakota fighters.
So May 21st, out in Detroit Lakes.
And just remember, gloves up.
And fight on.
Fight on.